Well, camping season has started, and we've already got a couple weeks in already in the RV, but we're a little behind on our videos. So we wanted to take you back to our start of the camping season, where we get the RV ready for the year.
We decided that we didn't want to go too far just to get everything ready, but we did make it all the way to Nebraska.
Now, some of you may think Nebraska's pretty boring, but actually, it's not as boring as you think.
We had a lot of fun there.
Today, the forward journey is started, brand new camping season. So we are on the road in our Class B camper, our Winnebago Paseo, and we're getting ready for our de-winterization, kind of the first trip of the season where we get all the water systems flushed out of all the RV antifreeze for storage, and we just got to make sure everything's working.
To make sure the camper is ready for the new season, we like to book a spot close to home that has full hookups so we can get all the RV antifreeze out of the water system, check and make sure the propane, the electric, everything is working, and so that we're ready for the camping season. We booked the West Omaha KOA. You'll see they have got some construction going on their entrance, but it's easy access just on the west edge of the Omaha city.
Getting any foam out of that?
A lot of foam.
A lot of foam? Dry, hot, and cold.
First step we do is run water through the sinks in the kitchen and the restroom, just to make sure that the RV antifreeze is flushed through the lines. Once all the water's been flushed through, then we check the propane.
Got another system running and checked out. What's for lunch? Ravioli.
One of the considerations of owning a Class B camper van is that you do have limited storage space. So our area at the back is really our kitchen table, our bed, and our garage. So here's what it looks like when we're on our way to the campsite and we've loaded our electric bikes in the back. You can see the table is stored here on the right. Once we get to the campsite, we usually take those bikes out and then set up either our table, and then in the evening turn this into the bed.
We've got the bikes moved out, so we got a little bit of room to sit down, and we're having a fantastic lunch of ravioli and apples.
It's perfect.
Well, we've packed up from our overnight setup where we spent our first night here at the KOA, and now we're going to go to Mahoney State Park and check out what's happening there.
It should be a fun day. It's nice and sunny, and it's supposed to be almost 80.
All of the systems worked, which is kind of the goal of this first night of camping. We're staying at a KOA, nothing too fancy, but we just wanted full hookups to test the water heater, get the water pumps going, make sure everything's working good, and we're off to go do some exploring. I don't know how the sound's going to be. It is really windy up here at the top of the tower.
The wind is whistling, as you can hear.
Yeah.
But what we wanted to tell you about was the view. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's the North Platte River, and it's 305 miles long across Nebraska.
This state park is really cool. There's a lot of cabins that you can rent, and we're right next to the SAC Air Museum, the Strategic Air Command Museum. So we'll probably go check that out a little bit later. But a lot to do in this park. We're going to get our bikes out and go explore.
Lots to do in the sunshine.
It's a beautiful day.
As we explored on our bikes, we found there's a lot to do in this state park. You can rent bikes there if you didn't bring them already. There are playgrounds for the kids. There is a horse stable. You can do horseback riding. There is even a ropes course and zip line obstacle course if you want to do team activities or challenge your inner ninja. There are plenty of options to stay at the state park. They have a lot of cabins that you can rent, and some of those cabins are really, really fancy looking. I'm pretty sure if I rented one of those, I'd have a hard time getting Janine back in the Class B camper. There are also RV campsites. As we were there in early April, they were still doing some maintenance on those RV sites, so we didn't get to peruse through those very much. And on top of those options, there is also a very spectacular lodge. On the very same exit off the interstate, just a little past the state park, is the Strategic Air Command Museum. So we had to go check this out. You know you're in for a treat when the first plane that greets you is the SR-71 Blackbird, the amazing supersonic plane that did high-level reconnaissance flights during the Cold War. The interesting fact here is the top speed still classified. We've come here to check out some of the other aircraft here at the Strategic Air Command Museum. Behind us is a giant Stratofreighter. There are 4 of these giant engines on this plane. Giant cargo carrier. The museum encompasses over 300,000 square feet of exhibit, education, and event space. The museum was first opened in 1959, and it has the mission to commemorate the aircraft of the Strategic Air Command and let the public see this impressive array of aircraft that helped SAC preserve the peace and ultimately win the Cold War. One of the neat things about the museum is the access to these huge aircrafts. You really begin to understand the size and scale of these machines. It's incredible. As part of its mission, the museum is also focused on STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and encouraging kids to learn these topics. And here's an interactive display on the dynamics of flight. I think it's best that we'll be driving home, not flying. We really enjoyed our visit to the Strategic Air Command Museum and the Mahoney State Park. Both attractions are just off of exit 426 on Interstate 80 heading west. As we were heading back to Iowa, there was one other attraction we wanted to see in Nebraska. If you've driven on I-80 by Gretna, Nebraska, you've probably noticed an amazing structure on the south side of the interstate. We wanted to stop this time and check it out. The Holy Family Shrine was created by a group of folks who wanted to create a place for people to pray and discover their Catholic faith along Interstate 80. It provides a beautiful retreat and escape from the busyness of one of America's busiest highways. The grounds are beautiful and have a lot of walking pathways and places. I didn't want to do too much photography there, obviously, as it is a place of worship and contemplation, but very neat to have this respite on the midst of a busy highway. It was a fun weekend. We sure found there was lots to do on just the west side of Omaha in Nebraska. Thanks for coming with us. We're glad to get the RV ready for the season ahead. We look forward to an exciting calendar of Forward Journey events this summer.